All right, Dave Berdan, you become a pretty big local hero. Why don't you talk about the marathon, what it means to you, the victory, and kind of everything that's kind of happened afterwards?
So, it was great to win, and there's been so much support. That's the big thing that I loved. The whole entire time, people were cheering the whole entire course. Go Dave, go Teach. Everybody's watching it on TV, went outside. And it had always been a goal of mine to win, but not really like this, I guess.
Yeah.
Because normally there would be some other people there to run with. But it's still awesome to win, regardless of the situation.
Right.
It's still pretty cool to win.
So what was the pressure coming into this? A lot of people were looking at you like, you got to win this. This is your year, and you got to handle it. And you got to get to the race line with your nerves. And even during the race, were you feeling anything during the race? Was there any point where you felt like, all right, I'm feeling pretty good right now?
Yeah, there was quite a bit of pressure. I felt like there was quite a bit of pressure, but it might have been me putting a little bit on myself. But just articles were like how I'm expected to win, and Corrigan telling me just when you're doing this during the race, just expecting me to win. And it definitely was some added pressure. And then during the race, I'd say about 5 miles in, I asked one of the bikers how far back second place was. And I think he said it was already over a minute or two.
Oh, wow.
And right there, I was like, all right, this is going to be fun. It's going to be an awesome time, fun out there by myself, like any other training run, because I trained by myself. So it was just really fun.
Right. Okay. So, I guess there's, I don't know, a dichotomy. I don't know if you want to call it that, but some people say, think of you just as an average Joe. Other people say, oh, you're big time elite. Kind of how do you see yourself?
I'd say, in between, I guess. It depends on how you define elite. Some people define elite as guys that are running under 210. Some people define elite under 220. And as far as the Baltimore Marathon goes, I would consider myself elite in that field, because they always run somewhere in the teens, like 2
Right.
hours and 16 minutes, 2 hours, 15 minutes, which I feel like I can get to. So in that case, I'd consider myself elite, but some of the articles definitely made it sound like I was just some, non-elite random person that,
Right.
there's no prize money, so there's no elites, so
Yeah.
nobody is going to show up.
So what would be the difference between someone who's kind of sub-elite and elite? You said you kind of defined it on your own, but the goal is for you to qualify for the Olympic trials. So kind of what's the next step for you?
So the goal, definitely qualify for the Olympic trials, and when that happens, I don't know, maybe later this winter or maybe this spring. But I feel like, if you get down under 220, I'd like to think that I'm elite.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's some people out there that, elite's got to be cream of the crop, way up there,
Right.
which I feel like you're running under 220, you're winning marathons, and even to have other elite runners in it, that you should be considered elite.
Yeah. So what does this marathon victory mean, compared to, say, 2011 when you ran 221 or when you ran 65, just missing the half marathon qualifying mark? Is there a difference in either of those? Is one a superior performance, or do they all kind of stand out to you?
Even though I ran a lot faster in 2011, and it was really cool to lead for the first half, I got a lot of people cheering for me, just like this year. But to win this year, I think was, even though I ran slower, it felt a lot better.
Right.
I felt like I had the whole city of Baltimore behind me.
Yeah.
And you're right, though. To run, I run 105.39 or something, and qualifying is for the Olympic trials is sub 105. So it's tough, but it also shows me that I can get there. It's just got to be the right race.
Yeah. So, like we kind of mentioned, goal is 2016 Olympic trials. And really you have to qualify almost a year out. So kind of you have so let's say a year and a half. What are your big races? What's your training cycle looking like?
I haven't really decided that yet. I've emailed a couple races, and I'm kind of waiting to hear back. One of them that I might do, assuming I get healthy and get fit, is in January, the Carlsbad Marathon out in California. And then I always go to Virginia Beach in March, and I think it all depends on where I'm at in training, whether I'm going to try for the half or the full.
Right. Okay. And you mentioned you kind of train alone. Well, you pretty much do all your training alone. So what's the motivational factor? What keeps you going, especially through a tough, rigorous schedule, especially in the wintertime, it's 5 o'clock, it could be 30 degrees outside, how do you keep motivated?
Yeah, those are the tough things.
Yeah.
But I think I'm I don't know, self-motivated. I mean, I always want to see how much faster I can get, or if I want to get this standard, or, I mean, honestly, I mean, the goal was to win the marathon this year, and I know I wasn't as fit as I could be, but the fact that there was, I knew that it was probably just going to be me and a few other people that I had a really good chance, but
Right.
yeah, I mean, it's tough to get out on my own. I mean, there's days, I mean, especially in marathon training, that if I might have a workout that's going to take 2.5 hours or more on a weekday, and I'm up and out the door at 4:15, 4:30, kind of dragging all day, but I just drink a lot of coffee.
All right. Okay, so I guess in terms of training philosophy, so one of the workouts, or one of the days you had about a week ago, well, 2 weeks at this point, you did 17 miles in the morning, 14 in the afternoon as a workout. So kind of, what's the purpose of something like that, and what kind of training philosophy do you kind of follow or believe in?
So, I mean, a lot of the stuff that I follow is from a coach named Renato Canova. He's an Italian coach that coaches a lot of the top Kenyans in the world, and that workout in particular, it was more to work on fueling. So I did that so in the morning it was 17 miles with 12 of it at, I think, like 5:30 to 5:40 pace. And that was the workout to kind of deplete my glycogen stores, and then I didn't eat any carbohydrates for the 5 or 6 hours leading up to the workout in the afternoon. And I did, it was 14 miles.
Yeah, 14.
I think 8 of it at same pace, 5:30 to 5:40, but I'd say miles 6 and 7 were like, I mean 7 and 8 were like 5:50 and then like 6:10, like, and that's exactly what you want to happen. You want to hit the wall. It was a dizzy cool down home, and then just taking all the carbs, and your body kind of super compensates and stores more.
Right. Are there any training adjustments you're going to make following Baltimore, or is it pretty much just making sure you're just not injured?
Yeah, I mean, just to get healthy. I mean, even leading up to Baltimore, and even now, I've had a hip issue since June, and it's kind of been nagging, and I probably need a good month off to get rid of that.
Yeah.
And now I have my right foot's bugging me, so I feel like it's always something, and it's just frustrating. I mean, last spring was the first time in a while that I felt like, I don't know, like not invincible, but just felt incredible in every workout and every race, and just felt awesome. And then I think I pushed it a little too much, and that's what got my hip going in the first place.
Yeah. All right, and lastly, most importantly, how is Garrison Forest looking for the IAAM championships in a couple weeks?
It's going to be tight. Catholic has 3 really good girls in the C conference, and during dual meets they beat us because they went 1, 2, 3.
Right.
We can't win after that happens, but we're counting on a lot of the other schools to have runners in between their 3 and 5 to kind of help us out. Because I think we had something like 11 or 12 runners in before their 5th.
Oh, wow.
But it doesn't matter if they go 1, 2, 3. So
yeah, it's a shutout on dual meet.
We got to get a bunch of more teams to get runners in there and help us out in this race. So we'll see.
All right, cool. Well, best of luck at champs, and best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you.